I found out my best friend was sleeping with my husband on a Tuesday. Not because someone told me, not because I walked in on them, but because my 8-year-old daughter asked me why Aunt Marissa's car was at our house every afternoon when Daddy got home from work early. "What do you mean, sweetheart?" I asked, not understanding, not wanting to understand. "When I get off the bus, sometimes Aunt Marissa's car is in the driveway, but when you get home from work, it's gone." I thought maybe she was helping Daddy with something. Helping Daddy with something. I felt my stomach drop, felt the world tilt sideways, felt everything I thought I knew crack open like an egg. "How many times have you seen her car there?" I asked, keeping my voice steady. My daughter shrugged. "I don't know. Lots of times? Maybe every week." Every week. For how long? I didn't ask her. Couldn't. She was 8 years old. Still believed in magic and fairness and that adults always did the right thing. I wasn't going to be the one to shatter that. But I was going to find out the truth. Let me back up. Let me tell you about Marissa. About the friendship I thought was unbreakable. About the life I thought was solid. I met Marissa when we were both 23, fresh out of college, starting our first real jobs at the same marketing firm. She was everything I wasn't. Confident, effortlessly beautiful, the kind of person who walked into a room and made everyone pay attention. I was shy, awkward, still figuring out who I was supposed to be. But Marissa saw something in me. She took me under her wing, made me her project. "You're too talented to be invisible," she'd say, pushing me to speak up in meetings, to pitch ideas, to believe in myself. She was my maid of honor when I married Jake 3 years later. Held my hand through 2 miscarriages before my daughter Emma was finally born. Was there when my mother died, when Jake's father had a heart attack, when Emma had emergency surgery at age 5. She was my person. My sister in all the ways that mattered. The person I called first with good news and bad news and the boring news in between. We did everything together. Girls' weekends, weekly dinners. Our kids had playdates. She had a son, Tyler, who was 2 years younger than Emma. Our families were entwined. Jake liked her. Of course he did. Everyone liked Marissa. She was funny and warm and always knew exactly what to say to make people feel special. "You're lucky to have her," Jake would say. "Good friends are rare." Yeah, good friends are rare. I didn't confront them immediately. I needed to be sure. Needed evidence that couldn't be explained away or dismissed. So I started paying attention. Really paying attention. Jake had been working from home more frequently over the past 6 months. Said his boss was flexible, that he got more done without the office distractions. I thought nothing of it. We needed the flexibility with Emma's after-school schedule. But now I looked at it differently. He worked from home on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Emma got home at 3:15. I got home at 5:30. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Plenty of time. I checked our phone records. Hours of calls between Jake's number and Marissa's. Many of them late at night after I'd gone to bed. After her husband Ryan had gone to bed. I checked the credit card statements. Charges at restaurants I'd never been to. Hotels in the city where we lived. Why would he need a hotel in his own city unless he was meeting someone? And then I did something I'm not proud of. I installed a tracking app on Jake's phone. Told myself it was justified. Told myself I needed to know. For a week I watched. Tuesday afternoon, his phone went to a hotel downtown. Thursday afternoon, our house. Marissa's car would have been in the driveway, just like Emma said. Friday night, while I thought he was at a work dinner, his phone was at Marissa's house. Ryan traveled for work. He was gone that weekend. I had my evidence, but I still didn't want to believe it, because believing it meant my husband had betrayed me. My best friend had betrayed me. My entire life was a lie. Saturday morning, I took Emma to her soccer game. Marissa was there. She always was. Our girls were on the same team. We sat together on the sidelines like we had for 3 years. "Jake couldn't make it?" she asked, sipping her coffee. "He had to work." I lied. He was actually home, sleeping off what he told me was a late night at the office. "Ryan's in Dallas again," she said, rolling her eyes. "I swear, he's never home anymore. Sometimes I feel like a single mom." The audacity, the sheer, breathtaking audacity. She was complaining about her husband being gone while she was sleeping with mine. "Must be hard," I said, my voice flat. She looked at me strangely. "You okay? You seem off. Just tired. Work's been crazy. We should do a girls' night soon. You look like you need to blow off some steam. A girls' night. With the woman who was fucking my husband. Sure, I said. That sounds great. I made it through the soccer game. Through lunch with Emma. Through the afternoon. Jake came home around 4. Suspiciously chipper for someone who'd supposedly worked all day. How was the game? He asked, kissing my cheek. I felt my skin crawl. Emma scored a goal. That's great. Sorry I missed it. Yeah, me too. That night, after Emma was in bed, I finally asked, Jake, are you having an affair? I watched his face, watched the color drain from it, watched him cycle through expressions. Shock, denial, fear, calculation. What? No. Why would you ask that? Because I know. I know about Marissa. His face went white. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't insult me by lying. I have phone records, credit card statements. I know you've been meeting her. I know she comes here when Emma gets home from school. I know everything. He sat down heavily on the couch, put his head in his hands. How long? I asked, my voice surprisingly steady. It's not what you think. How long? 6 months, maybe 7. I don't know. 7 months, over half a year, while I'd been planning our 10th anniversary trip. While I'd been confiding in Marissa about how stressed Jake seemed. How distant. She'd listen, Marissa had said. Men need someone to listen. She'd been listening, all right, in our bed, in hotel rooms, in her house while her husband traveled. Why? I asked. I don't know. It just happened. Things don't just happen, Jake. You made choices. You chose to betray me. You chose her. I love you. I never stopped loving you. But you slept with my best friend. For 7 months. You let me sit next to her at soccer games. You let her in our house. You let Emma call her Aunt Marissa while you were fucking her behind my back. He flinched. Don't what? Tell the truth? Does the truth make you uncomfortable?
I'm sorry.
God, I'm so sorry. It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. It meant everything. It meant our marriage, our family, my friendship. You destroyed all of it for something that didn't mean anything. We can fix this. We can go to counseling. I'll end it with Marissa. I'll do whatever you want. What I want is for the last 7 months to not have happened. Can you give me that? He had no answer. I slept in the guest room that night. Didn't sleep, really. Just stared at the ceiling and tried to process the wreckage of my life. Sunday morning, I texted Marissa. We need to talk. Today. Without the kids. She responded immediately. Of course. Is everything okay? Was everything okay? Jesus. We met at a coffee shop across town. Somewhere neutral. Somewhere I wouldn't make a scene. She arrived 10 minutes late. Perfect as always. Hair and makeup done.
Designer bag.
That effortless confidence that I'd once admired and now saw as arrogance. What's going on? She asked, sliding into the booth across from me. You sounded upset. I know about you and Jake. I watched her face. Watched the same cycle of emotions I'd seen on Jake's face. But faster. More controlled. What are you talking about? I'm giving you one chance to tell me the truth. Just one. After that, I'm done listening. She was quiet for a long moment. I could see her calculating, trying to figure out what I knew, what I could prove. It was a mistake, she said finally. Not a denial. An admission wrapped in an excuse. A 7-month mistake. A mistake you made over and over. A mistake you made in my house, in my bed, while I was at work and my daughter was doing homework downstairs. Emma doesn't know. She never saw anything. That's what you're concerned about? What Emma saw. I'm just saying we were careful. We never wanted to hurt anyone. I laughed. Came out harsh and bitter. You never wanted to hurt anyone? You fucked my husband. You looked me in the eye every week and pretended to be my friend while you were sleeping with him. You let me cry on your shoulder about our marriage problems. Problems you were causing. And you say you didn't want to hurt anyone. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? Explain it to me. Make me understand how my best friend could do this. I don't know. It just happened. That's what Jake said. That it just happened. Like you both fell into bed together by accident. Multiple times. For 7 months. We didn't plan it. We were just talking one day and I don't care. I don't care how it started. I don't care what your justifications are. I care that you did it. That you both chose to betray me in the worst possible way.
I'm sorry.
Her eyes were wet now. I'm so sorry. I never meant for this to happen. I love you. You're my best friend.
No.
You don't love me. You don't betray people you love. You don't sleep with their husbands. You don't lie to their faces week after week. That's not love. That's not even basic human decency. What do you want me to say? Nothing. I don't want you to say anything. I want you out of my life. Permanently. You can't mean that. I absolutely mean that. We're done. No more girls' nights. No more weekly dinners. No more playdates for the kids. No more sitting together at soccer games. You are dead to me. What about Emma and Tyler? They're friends. They'll make new friends. Emma will be fine. Please, we can work through this. Our friendship is too important. Our friendship is over. It was over the second you fucked my husband. You just didn't know it yet. I stood up to leave. Wait, Marissa said. What are you going to do? About Jake? About us? Us? There is no us. There never will be again. As for Jake, that's none of your business. But I suggest you go home and tell Ryan before I do it for you. Her face went pale. You wouldn't. Watch me. You have 24 hours. After that, I'm calling him myself. I left her sitting there, finally understanding that actions have consequences. I didn't go home. I went to my sister Laura's house, broke down completely in her living room, told her everything. That fucking bitch, Laura said. I never liked her. Too perfect. Too friendly. I knew she was fake. You never said anything. You loved her. Who was I to tell you your best friend was a snake? You should have told me. Would you have believed me?
No.
I wouldn't have. I'd have defended Marissa. Insisted Laura was jealous or mistaken or misreading the situation. Because I trusted her. Completely. Blindly. What are you going to do? Laura asked. I don't know. Divorce Jake, obviously. But everything else? Emma's school is here. My job is here. Our whole life is here. So you start over. New life. Better life. Life without a cheating husband and a backstabbing friend. It's not that simple. It never is. But staying with him, forgiving him, that's not simple either. That's torture. She was right. I knew she was right. I went home late that night. Jake was waiting up. Where were you? I was worried. I was at Laura's. I told Marissa I know. I told her we're done. What did she say? She gave me the same bullshit you did. That it just happened. That it didn't mean anything. That she's sorry. Are you going to tell Ryan? Yes. He deserves to know his wife is a liar and a cheat. He'll be devastated. Good. Then he'll understand how I feel. Jake was quiet for a moment. What about us? There is no us. Not anymore. You're divorcing me. It wasn't a question. He already knew. Yes. Can we at least try counseling? For Emma. Emma deserves parents who respect each other, who don't lie and cheat. Staying together for her means teaching her that this behavior is acceptable. I won't do that. I made a mistake. One mistake. Are you really going to throw away 10 years of marriage? You made the same mistake for 7 months. That's not one mistake. That's a choice. Pattern. A complete betrayal of everything we built together. People get through affairs. People forgive. Maybe they do, but I'm not people, and I can't forgive this. I won't. The next day, I called Ryan. He was in Dallas on business. Answered on the third ring. Hey, stranger. Long time no talk. How are you? Ryan was a good guy. Funny, kind, completely devoted to Marissa and Tyler. He didn't deserve this, but he needed to know. Ryan, I need to tell you something, and it's going to be hard to hear. Okay. Marissa has been having an affair with Jake for 7 months. Silence. Long and terrible. That's not possible, he said finally. I have proof. Phone records. Credit card statements. They've been meeting at hotels. She comes to our house when Emma gets home from school. I confronted them both. They admitted it.
No.
No, Marissa wouldn't. We're happy. She loves me. I thought Jake and I were happy too. I thought Marissa was my best friend. But people lie, Ryan. They lie really well. I need to talk to her. Do what you need to do. I just thought you deserved to know. He hung up without saying goodbye. 2 hours later, Marissa called me, screaming, "How dare you? How dare you call Ryan? You had no right." "I had every right. You slept with my husband. He slept with you. Ryan deserved to know his wife is a cheater. You've destroyed my marriage."
No.
"You destroyed your marriage. I just told the truth." Ryan is furious. He's flying home early. He wants a divorce. "You've ruined my life. You ruined your own life. You made these choices. You deal with the consequences. I hope you're happy. I hope destroying my family makes you feel better about your own broken marriage. My marriage was broken because of you, because you couldn't keep your hands off my husband. Don't try to make yourself the victim here. I'm not talking to you anymore. Good. I never want to hear from you again." She hung up. I blocked her number immediately. The next few weeks were hell. Jake moved out, stayed with his brother. I filed for divorce, hired a lawyer, started the process of untangling 10 years of shared life. Emma was confused and heartbroken. She didn't understand why Daddy didn't live with us anymore, why she couldn't have playdates with Tyler, why Aunt Marissa wasn't at soccer games. I told her the truth, age-appropriately but honestly. Sometimes adults make choices that hurt other people. Daddy made some choices that hurt our family. We still love you very much, and that won't change. But Daddy and I can't be married anymore. Is it because of Aunt Marissa? She asked. My stomach dropped. Why would you think that? I heard you and Daddy fighting. You said her name a lot. Did she do something bad? Yes, sweetheart. She did something bad. To me and to her family. That's why we can't see her anymore. I miss Tyler. I know. I'm sorry. Maybe when you're older, you two can be friends again if you want. But right now, we need space from their family. She cried. I held her. And I hated Jake and Marissa even more for putting her through this. At soccer, other parents started noticing. Marissa and I weren't sitting together, weren't talking. Our daughters weren't playing together before or after games. Someone asked if we'd had a fight. You could say that, I replied tightly. Word spread. Small town, tight community. People started taking sides. Most sided with me. Once they knew the truth, and they did know because I didn't hide it, they froze Marissa out. The women who'd been her friends stopped calling. She was dropped from the book club, uninvited from girls' weekends. I didn't ask them to do it, didn't orchestrate a campaign against her. But people don't like cheaters. They especially don't like best friends who betray best friends. Marissa tried reaching out through mutual friends, sent messages saying I was ruining her life, that people were being cruel to her, that she couldn't show her face anywhere. I didn't respond, didn't care. 3 months after everything exploded, I ran into her at the grocery store, literally turned a corner and there she was, standing in the cereal aisle. We both froze. She looked terrible, thinner than I'd ever seen her, dark circles under her eyes, hair pulled back in a messy ponytail instead of her usual perfect style. Hi, she said quietly. I didn't respond, just turned my cart around and walked the other way. Wait, she called after me. Please, can we just talk? I kept walking. She followed me. I know you hate me. I know I don't deserve forgiveness. But please, 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. I stopped, turned to face her. What could you possibly have to say that I'd want to hear?
I'm sorry.
Truly, genuinely sorry. I know that doesn't fix anything. I know I destroyed our friendship and your marriage and my marriage. I know I hurt you in the worst possible way. But I need you to know that I regret it. Every single day. You regret getting caught.
No.
I regret doing it. I regret betraying you. I regret throwing away the best friendship I ever had for something meaningless. Then why did you do it? I don't have a good answer. I was lonely. Ryan was gone all the time. Jake was there. We started talking. Felt good to be wanted, to be seen. And then it went too far and I didn't know how to stop it. You stop it by choosing to stop. By remembering your husband and your kid and your best friend. By being a decent human being. I know. You're right. I have no excuse. Is that all? Ryan and I are divorced. He got full custody of Tyler. I see him every other weekend. I felt a flash of satisfaction, then guilt for feeling satisfaction, then anger at feeling guilty. I'm sorry for Tyler, I said. He didn't deserve any of this. Neither did Emma.
No.
She didn't, but she's resilient. She'll be okay. Will you? Be okay. Eventually, without you in my life, which is exactly how I want it. I miss you. I miss our friendship. I miss having someone who understood me. You don't get to miss me. You don't get to be sad about losing something you destroyed. Can't we?
No.
Whatever you're about to ask, the answer is no. We will never be friends again. We will never have coffee or talk on the phone or share our lives. You're a stranger to me now, less than a stranger. You're the person who taught me that even people you love completely can betray you without hesitation. I understand. Do you? Because you keep trying to talk to me. Keep sending messages through other people. Keep acting like if you just apologize enough, explain enough, I'll forgive you and we can go back to how things were. I don't think that. I know we can't go back. Then leave me alone. Let me move on. Let me build a life that doesn't include you. Okay, she whispered. Okay. I left her standing there. Didn't look back. 6 months later, Jake asked if we could try again. Said he'd been in therapy. That he understood what he'd done wrong. That he'd do anything to fix our family. I don't love you anymore, I told him. I don't even like you. Every time I look at you, I see you with her. In our bed. In our house. Lying to my face. I can't get past that. I won't. Even for Emma? Emma is fine. She's adjusting. She has 2 parents who love her. That's enough. You're really done. No chance at all. No chance at all. The divorce was finalized a month later. Clean split. Shared custody of Emma. Division of assets. I kept the house. Started over. Painted the walls. Bought new furniture. Turned our bedroom into my bedroom. Made space for a new life. Laura asked if I'd start dating again. Eventually, I said, but not yet. I need to remember who I am without Jake. Without Marissa. Without the version of myself that trusted so completely. You'll trust again. Maybe, but differently, more carefully, with better judgment. Not everyone is like them. I know, but I thought they weren't like them either. So how do I know who to trust? You don't. You just take the risk. Otherwise, you spend your whole life alone and afraid. She was probably right, but I wasn't ready yet. A year after everything fell apart, I was at Emma's school for parent-teacher conferences, standing in the hallway waiting my turn when I saw her. Marissa. She was there for Tyler, who'd apparently transferred to Emma's school at the start of the year. Neither of our daughters had mentioned it. We made eye contact. She looked like she wanted to run. Or talk. Or both. I nodded once. Acknowledgement, not greeting. Then looked away. We didn't speak. Later, Emma asked, "Did you see Mrs. Reynolds at school?" I did. "Tyler's in my class now." I know. We don't talk much, but he seems sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Can I be friends with him? Or is that not allowed? I thought about it. Really thought about it. Tyler was an innocent kid. He'd lost his family because of his mother's choices, just like Emma had lost hers because of her father's. You can be friendly with him at school if you want, but we're not doing playdates or hanging out with his family. That boundary is still there. Because of what his mom did. Yes, that's not fair to him. No, it's not. But life isn't always fair. Sometimes innocent people get hurt because of other people's bad choices. Like me and you. Yes, like me and you. She was quiet for a moment. I don't forgive Daddy for what he did. Or Mrs. Reynolds. You don't have to. But you said forgiveness is important. Forgiveness is complicated. Sometimes it's about letting go of anger so it doesn't poison you. Sometimes it's about moving forward. But it doesn't mean you have to let people back into your life. You can forgive someone and still maintain boundaries. Still protect yourself. Do you forgive them? I'm working on it. For my own peace, not for them. But I'll never let them hurt me again. Good. 2 years after everything exploded, I started dating someone new. Mark. Met him through work. He was divorced, had 2 kids of his own. Understood complicated family dynamics. You seem guarded, he said after our 3rd date. I am. I have reasons. Want to talk about it? So I told him. Everything. The affair, the betrayal, the best friend who turned out to be anything but. That's brutal, he said. I'm sorry you went through that. It made me careful. Maybe too careful. There's no such thing as too careful when it comes to protecting your heart. But I don't want to be so careful I never let anyone in. Then don't be. Be careful but be brave too. Take the risk. See what happens. So I did. Took the risk. Slowly, carefully let Mark into my life. Into Emma's life. It was good. Not perfect but real. Honest. Built on communication and trust and the understanding that both of us had been hurt before. 3 years after everything fell apart, I was at the grocery store again. Same grocery store where I'd run into Marissa that first time. And there she was, again, standing in the produce section, looking at avocados. She saw me, our eyes met, and this time I didn't feel the rage, didn't feel the betrayal, just emptiness, indifference. She was nothing to me, not a friend, not an enemy, just someone I used to know. I nodded. She nodded back, and we both continued shopping, going our separate ways without a word. That night, Mark asked if I was okay. Why wouldn't I be? You seem thoughtful, distant. I saw Marissa today, the friend I told you about. How was that? It was nothing. That's the strange part. I thought seeing her would still hurt, but it didn't. She's just a person I used to know. Someone who used to matter but doesn't anymore. That's growth. Is it? Or is it just emotional shutdown? Does it feel like shutdown? No. Feels like peace. Then it's growth. He was right. It was growth. I'd finally reached the point where the betrayal didn't define me, where I could see Marissa and feel nothing but mild recognition, where my life had moved so far beyond what happened that it barely registered anymore. Emma was 13 now, thriving in school, had good friends, a stable home, 2 parents who loved her and co-parented reasonably well. Jake had been dating someone for a year, someone who wasn't Marissa. I was genuinely happy for him. Not because I forgave him, I still hadn't, not really, but because his happiness meant Emma's happiness. Tyler and Emma were friends at school. Not close, but friendly. They'd worked on a science project together. Ate lunch in the same group sometimes. Marissa had apparently moved on too. Was dating someone according to the neighborhood gossip. Working at a new job. Trying to rebuild her life. Good for her. I meant it. She'd destroyed what she had. She'd faced consequences. She was trying to move forward, just like I was. Laura asked me once if I regretted ending the friendship so completely. Do you think you overreacted? Should you have tried to forgive her? No, I said without hesitation. I made the right choice. Some betrayals are unforgivable. Some lines, once crossed, can't be uncrossed. She didn't just make a mistake. She made a conscious choice, repeatedly, for 7 months, to betray me in the worst way possible. That's not friendship. That's not even basic human decency. But you were friends for so long. Doesn't that count for something? It did count. It made the betrayal worse. If some random person had slept with Jake, I'd be angry at him and move on. But Marissa, she knew me, knew my marriage, knew my struggles and fears and dreams. And she looked at all of that and decided her momentary gratification was more important. That's not someone I can forgive. That's not someone I want in my life. Fair enough. Would you have forgiven her? Hell no. I'd have done exactly what you did. Cut her out completely and never looked back. Then why did you ask? Because I wanted to make sure you're at peace with it. That you don't have regrets. I don't. The only regret I have is not seeing who she really was sooner. But I can't change that. I can only control what I do going forward. And what are you doing going forward? Living. Building a life with Mark. Raising Emma. Working. Existing in a way that feels true to who I am. Without toxic people. Without betrayers. Just honest, real connections with people who actually value me. That's all anyone can ask for. For years after everything fell apart, Emma came home from school with news. Tyler's moving. His mom got a job in another state. How does he feel about that? Sad. But also relieved, I think. He says it's been hard living here. Everyone knows what his mom did. People's parents won't let him come over. He just wants a fresh start. I felt a pang of sympathy. Tyler was 15 now, old enough to understand what had happened, to feel the weight of his mother's choices. That's probably good for him, I said. Fresh start, new school, people who don't know his history. He asked if we could stay in touch, like as friends, online or whatever. What did you say? I said I'd have to ask you. What do you want to do? I don't know. He's nice. It's not his fault his mom messed up. But I also don't know if you'd be okay with it. I thought about it. Really thought about it. If you want to stay friends with Tyler online, that's fine. He's a good kid. He didn't do anything wrong. Just keep it at school friend level. Don't get too involved in his family stuff. Keep boundaries. Because of what his mom did to you. Yes. Do you still hate her? I don't think about her enough to hate her anymore.
I'm indifferent.
She's a person who exists in the world, and I have no feelings about that one way or another. That seems sad. Why? Because you were best friends. You loved her, and now you feel nothing. Sometimes nothing is better than hatred. Nothing means I've moved on, healed, built a life that doesn't include her. I guess that makes sense. A month later, Marissa moved away. I heard about it through neighborhood gossip. She'd taken a job in another state, starting over somewhere people didn't know her story. I felt nothing.
No satisfaction. No sympathy.
Just acknowledgement that she was gone. Good. I hoped she found peace. Hoped she learned from her mistakes. Hoped she became a better person. But I didn't need to know about it. Didn't need updates. Didn't need closure beyond the closure I'd already found. Mark and I got engaged 5 years after my divorce from Jake. Small ceremony, just family. Emma was thrilled. She loved Mark, loved his kids, loved the blended family we'd created. At the reception, Emma made a toast. To my mom, she said, raising her glass of sparkling cider, who taught me that you don't have to stay in situations that make you unhappy, that you can start over, that you can be hurt really badly and still find joy again. That love doesn't mean tolerating betrayal, that boundaries are healthy, that you deserve people who treat you well. I love you, Mom, and I'm proud of you for choosing yourself. I cried, couldn't help it, because she was right. I had chosen myself, had walked away from a marriage and a friendship that were destroying me, had rebuilt my life from the ground up. Was it hard? Absolutely. Did I have moments of doubt? All the time. Did part of me still miss the fantasy of what I thought I had with Jake and Marissa? Sometimes. But I never regretted my choices. Never wished I'd stayed. Never thought I should have tried to forgive and forget. Because some things are unforgivable. Some betrayals are too deep. Some relationships, once broken, can't be repaired. And that's okay. You don't have to forgive everyone. You don't have to keep toxic people in your life just because you have history together. You don't have to sacrifice your peace for someone else's comfort. You can choose yourself. You can walk away. You can build something new. And you can be happy. Really, truly happy. Not the fake happiness of pretending everything is fine, but the real happiness of living authentically, surrounded by people who actually value you. So am I the asshole for wanting to end my friendship with my best friend? No. I'm the person who finally learned that friendship requires mutual respect, honesty, and loyalty. That best friend is a title you earn through actions, not just claim through words. Marissa wasn't my best friend. She was someone who pretended to be while actively working to destroy my life. And I'm not the asshole for walking away from that. I'm just someone who finally learned her worth and decided not to settle for less. 7 years after everything fell apart, I got a letter in the mail. The return address was from a city 3 states away. No name, but I recognized the handwriting immediately. Marissa's handwriting, though less steady than it used to be, less confident. I stared at that envelope for 2 days before I opened it. Mark asked if I wanted him to throw it away. Emma, now 16, said I should burn it without reading it. But I couldn't. Some part of me needed to know what she had to say after all this time. What could possibly be important enough to reach out after 7 years of silence? I opened it on a Saturday morning, alone in the kitchen with my coffee. Dear Jennifer, it began, I don't expect you to read this. I don't expect you to respond. I don't even expect you to care. But I'm writing it anyway because my therapist says I need to take accountability, and because I'm dying and there are things I need to say before I run out of time. I have stage 4 ovarian cancer. The same cancer that killed Jake's first wife, which feels like some kind of cosmic justice, I suppose. I was diagnosed 8 months ago. They gave me a year, maybe 18 months. I'm not writing this for sympathy. I'm writing because I have limited time left and I need to be honest about some things. The affair wasn't just about Jake. It was never really about Jake. It was about me being broken in ways I didn't understand. My marriage to Ryan was falling apart long before anything happened with Jake. He was never home. I felt invisible, unimportant, like I was just the person who managed the house and raised his kid while he built his career. And then Jake was there and he saw me, or I thought he did. He paid attention, made me feel special, wanted, and I was so desperate for that feeling that I didn't care what it cost. Didn't care who I hurt. I knew it was wrong. Every single time I knew. I'd drive to your house and see Emma's artwork on the refrigerator and feel sick with guilt. I'd sit next to you at soccer games and you'd tell me about your marriage struggles and I'd give you advice while knowing I was the cause of those struggles. I'd hug you goodbye and go home and text Jake about when we could meet next. I was a monster. There's no other word for it. I was your best friend and I betrayed you in the worst possible way. And I did it consciously, repeatedly, without care for the consequences. You asked me once why I did it. I said I didn't know. That was a lie. I knew exactly why. I did it because I could. Because it felt good to have a secret. To have power. To know something you didn't know. To feel like I was special enough that Jake would risk everything for me. I was selfish and cruel and I destroyed multiple families for my own ego. For my own validation. For my own desperate need to feel important. After everything came out, after you cut me off and Ryan divorced me and I lost custody of Tyler, I told myself I was the victim. That you'd overreacted. That Ryan was unreasonable. That everyone was being too harsh. Took me 3 years of therapy to admit that I deserved every consequence. That you didn't overreact. That Ryan had every right to divorce me and fight for custody. That the people who froze me out were protecting themselves from someone who'd proven herself untrustworthy. I moved away because I couldn't face what I'd done. Couldn't walk past your house or see you at soccer games or exist in a place where everyone knew my shame. I started over in a city where no one knew me, where I could pretend to be someone better than who I really was. But you can't outrun yourself. The guilt followed me. The shame followed me. The knowledge of what I'd done and who I'd hurt followed me everywhere. I dated, even got engaged once, but I couldn't go through with it because I kept thinking about Ryan, about how much I'd hurt him, about how he'd trusted me completely and I'd destroyed that trust. I couldn't do that to someone else. Couldn't risk becoming that person again. So I've been alone, working, existing, trying to be better, trying to figure out how to live with what I've done. And then I got sick. And suddenly all that work, all that growth, all that time, it doesn't matter.
I'm dying.
And I'm terrified. Not of death exactly, but of dying knowing that the person I hurt most in the world still hates me. Still thinks of me as the villain in her story. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I don't deserve it. I'm not asking to talk or meet or have any kind of relationship. I know that bridge is burned beyond repair. I'm just asking you to know that I'm sorry. Really, genuinely, soul-deep sorry. Sorry for betraying you. Sorry for lying. Sorry for being the person who taught you that even your closest friends can hurt you. Sorry for taking your best friend away from you. Because I know that's what I did. I killed the friendship we had as surely as this cancer is killing me. I hope you're happy. I hope you found someone who treats you well. I hope Emma is thriving. I hope your life is everything you deserve. And I hope someday you can think about our friendship, the good parts before I ruined everything without it hurting. I don't expect a response. I don't deserve one. I just needed you to know that I understand what I did. That I take full responsibility. That you were right about everything.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. Marissa. I read it 3 times. Then sat with my coffee, now cold, staring out the window at nothing. She was dying. The same cancer that had killed Claire. The woman Jake had loved before me. The woman whose ghost had haunted our marriage even before Marissa had blown it up. I didn't know what I felt. Sadness? Yes. Despite everything, learning someone you once loved is dying hurts. Sympathy? A little. No one deserves cancer. Satisfaction? God help me a tiny bit. The karmic justice of it was almost poetic. But mostly I just felt tired. Tired of this story. Tired of these people. Tired of the ways betrayal kept echoing through my life years after it had happened. Mark came into the kitchen. You read it. Yeah. What did it say? I handed him the letter, watched his face as he read, saw anger, then sadness, then something like pity. She's dying, he said. I know. How do you feel about that? I don't know. How should I feel? However you feel. There's no right answer here. Part of me thinks she deserves it, for what she did. And then I feel guilty for thinking that because no one deserves cancer. You're allowed to have complicated feelings about someone who hurt you, even if they're dying. Should I respond? Do you want to? I don't know. She said she doesn't expect a response, that she just needed to say these things. Then maybe that's your answer. She got to say what she needed to say. You don't owe her anything more. He was probably right, but I couldn't shake the image of Marissa, alone in some apartment 3 states away, dying slowly and painfully. Her last thoughts about the people she'd hurt and the life she'd wasted. Emma came home from a friend's house that afternoon. I showed her the letter. She read it silently, her face unreadable. Are you going to write back? She asked when she finished. I don't think so. Should I? I don't know. It's a good apology. Like she actually took responsibility. Didn't make excuses. Admitted she was wrong. Does that change anything? For me? No. She still did what she did. But maybe for you it's different. She was your best friend for a long time. She was. And then she wasn't. And now she's dying. But I don't know if that obligates me to forgive her or reach out or do anything at all. It doesn't obligate you to do anything. You don't owe her forgiveness just because she's sick. But is it cruel to ignore her? When she's dying? Emma thought about it. I don't think so. She said she doesn't expect a response. She gave you permission to not respond. So if you don't want to, you shouldn't feel guilty. When did you get so wise? I learned from you. You taught me that you don't have to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. I hugged her tight. My beautiful, smart, emotionally intelligent daughter who'd survived her parents' divorce and come out stronger. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Marissa, about the friendship we'd had before everything went wrong, about the good times, and there had been good times. Years of them. Girls' trips to the beach, late-night phone calls about everything and nothing, being there for each other through miscarriages and parent deaths and career struggles, inside jokes, shared history, the kind of friendship that felt like family. And then the betrayal, the lies, the destruction of everything we'd built. Could those two things coexist? Could I mourn the loss of the good friendship while still maintaining boundaries against the person who'd destroyed it? I thought about Claire's letter to me, the one I'd found in Emma's book, how Claire had written to someone she'd never meet, trying to help, trying to prevent the mistakes she knew would happen. Maybe I needed to do the same. Not for Marissa. For me. To close this chapter completely. To say what I needed to say before it was too late. I got up, went to my desk, pulled out paper and a pen. Marissa, I wrote, I got your letter. I wasn't going to respond. I didn't think I owed you that. But I'm writing this for me, not for you. Yes, I believe your apology. I believe you're sorry. I believe you understand what you did and take responsibility for it. And I appreciate that. It's more than I expected and more than I got 7 years ago when this all fell apart. But understanding what you did and apologizing for it doesn't erase it. Doesn't undo the damage. Doesn't give me back the years I spent doubting myself and my judgment and my ability to trust people. You weren't just my best friend who betrayed me. You were the person who taught me that the people closest to you can hurt you the most. That love and trust aren't enough. That sometimes people you die for will destroy you without hesitation. That's a hard lesson to learn. An expensive lesson. One that cost me my marriage, my sense of security, and years of my peace of mind. So while I accept your apology, I don't forgive you. Not because I'm holding a grudge. Not because I want you to suffer. But because forgiveness feels like saying it's okay. And it's not okay. It will never be okay. What you did was calculated, repeated, and cruel. You looked me in the eye week after week and lied. You came to my house and slept with my husband and then gave me advice about my marriage. You made me feel crazy for suspecting something was wrong when something was very, very wrong. That's not a mistake. That's not a moment of weakness. That's a pattern of behavior that showed me exactly who you were when you thought no one was watching. I'm sorry you're sick. I'm sorry you're dying. I'm sorry your life didn't turn out the way you wanted. Truly, I am. No one deserves cancer. No one deserves to die alone and scared. But I can't be the person who comforts you through this. I can't give you absolution. I can't tell you it's all okay and we can be friends again in your final months. I've built a good life. A life with people who value me, respect me, and would never do what you did. I'm happy. Really happy. Not the fake happiness I had when you were in my life and everything was secretly falling apart. Real happiness built on honesty and trust and mutual respect. You took something from me 7 years ago. My ability to trust easily. My belief that people are fundamentally good. My best friend. You can't give those things back, no matter how sorry you are. So I wish you peace. I wish you comfort in your final days. I wish you whatever comes after this, if anything does. But I won't be part of it. This is goodbye. Final, complete goodbye. I'm glad you grew. I'm glad you understood. I'm glad you became self-aware enough to see what you'd done and take responsibility. But that growth and understanding don't obligate me to let you back in. Don't mean I owe you my time or energy or forgiveness. You made your choices. I'm making mine. And my choice is to continue living my life without you in it. I hope you find peace. Jennifer. I sealed the letter, addressed it, put it in the mailbox before I could second-guess myself. And then I tried to move on. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. About Marissa dying alone. About whether I was being cruel. About whether forgiveness was for the forgiver, not the forgiven. Laura came over for coffee a few days later. I told her about the letter and my response. Do you think I'm being too harsh? I asked. She's dying. Maybe I should have been kinder. You were honest. That's kinder than lying. And you don't owe her deathbed forgiveness just because she's sick. But what if I regret it later? What if she dies and I wish I'd been bigger about it? Then you'll deal with that regret. But you can't make decisions based on hypothetical future guilt. You have to do what feels right now. Nothing feels right. Either I'm cruel for not forgiving her, or I'm weak if I do forgive her. You're not cruel. You're protecting yourself. That's healthy, not cruel. Tell that to the voice in my head that keeps saying I'm a bad person for not showing compassion to a dying woman. The voice in your head is wrong. Compassion doesn't mean self-sacrifice. You can feel sorry that she's sick without having to absolve her of what she did. I knew Laura was right. Intellectually, I knew. But emotionally, I was a mess. 3 weeks later, I got another letter. This time from Tyler. He was 21 now, in college, studying engineering. Dear Jennifer, it began. I know this is weird, me writing to you. We haven't talked in years. But I needed you to know something. My mom is really sick. I don't know if you know. She has cancer. She's dying. I've been angry at her for years. For what she did to you and my dad. For destroying our family. For making me the kid whose mom was a cheater. I moved away as soon as I could and barely talked to her. But she's dying and I've been visiting her and she talks about you a lot. About how much she misses you. About how her biggest regret is losing your friendship. I'm not asking you to forgive her. I'm not even asking you to talk to her. I don't know what she did to you. I know about the affair, but I don't know the details and I don't need to know. I'm just asking you to know that she's sorry. Really sorry. And that she's scared and alone and dying. I know she doesn't deserve your compassion. I know what she did was terrible. But she's still a person. She's still my mom. And I hate watching her fade away knowing that she hurt you so badly you can't even acknowledge she's dying. Again, I'm not asking for anything. I just needed you to know. I hope you're doing well. Emma talks about you sometimes when we message. She says you're happy, that you remarried, that life is good.
I'm glad.
You deserved better than what my mom and your ex-husband did to you. Take care. Tyler. I showed the letter to Mark. He's trying to advocate for his mother, Mark said. Can't blame him for that. Should I visit her? Would that be the right thing to do? Do you want to visit her?
No.
Not even a little bit. But maybe I should anyway. Why? To make Tyler feel better? To make Marissa feel better? What about making you feel better? Maybe doing the right thing would make me feel better. And maybe forcing yourself to visit someone who hurt you deeply would make you feel worse. You get to choose, Jennifer. No one gets to tell you what you should or shouldn't do in this situation. but the guilt was eating at me. The sense that I should be bigger, better, more forgiving. That good people show compassion even to those who've hurt them. I called my therapist, made an emergency appointment. "Tell me what you're feeling," she said. Guilty, like I'm failing some test of character by not visiting Marissa. Like if I were a better person, I'd put aside my anger and show compassion. "And if you do visit her, what do you imagine happening?" "I don't know. Maybe she gets some peace. Maybe Tyler stops looking at me like I'm the villain. Maybe I prove to myself that I'm not vindictive or petty." "And what does visiting her cost you?" I thought about it. My peace, my boundaries, the life I've built without her in it. The safety of knowing I don't have to see her or talk to her or relive the worst period of my life. "So you'd be sacrificing your well-being to make other people feel better about a situation they didn't experience." When you put it that way, it sounds ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. It's a very common feeling. We're socialized, especially women, to prioritize other people's feelings over our own, to be peacemakers, to be forgiving, to show compassion even when it costs us our own peace. So what do? You do what's right for you. If visiting Marissa would bring you closure or peace or help you move forward, then do it. But if it would just reopen wounds to make other people comfortable, then don't do it. You get to protect yourself. You're allowed to have boundaries, even with dying people. I left the appointment feeling clearer. I didn't owe Marissa a deathbed visit. I didn't owe Tyler reassurance that his mother wasn't a monster. I didn't owe anyone anything except honesty and the protection of my own peace. I wrote back to Tyler. "Tyler, thank you for your letter. I'm sorry your mother is sick. I'm sorry you're watching her go through this. I'm sorry you're stuck in the middle of a situation you didn't create. But I'm not going to visit her. Not because I'm cruel or unforgiving, but because I've worked too hard to build a life that doesn't include her. Seeing her, even in her final days, would undo years of healing and boundary setting. Your mother and I had a complicated history. The affair was part of it, but not all of it. The betrayal went deeper than just sleeping with my husband. She was my best friend, my sister, the person I trusted most in the world. And she lied to my face for 7 months while destroying my marriage and my sense of reality. That's not something I can set aside because she's dying. That's not something I should have to set aside. I'm sorry she's scared and alone. I'm sorry she's dying with regrets. But those are consequences of her choices. I didn't put her in this position. She put herself here. You're a good son for trying to advocate for her. But you can't fix this. Neither can I. Some things are just broken beyond repair. I hope you find peace with whatever happens. I hope you're able to forgive her for what she did to your family, if that's what you need. But don't ask me to do the same. That's not my journey. Take care of yourself. Jennifer. I sent the letter and tried to let it go. But I couldn't stop thinking about Marissa, about what she must be feeling, knowing she was dying, knowing she destroyed the most important relationship in her life. Part of me, a small, stubborn part, wondered if I should visit. Not for her. For me. To look her in the eye one more time and see if there was anything left between us. Any remnant of the friendship we'd had. Any closure to be found. Emma caught me staring into space one evening, clearly wrestling with something. "You're thinking about visiting her," she said. Not a question. A statement. "How did you know?" "Because I know you. You're too kind for your own good sometimes. You want to do the right thing even when it costs you." Is visiting her the right thing? I don't know. Is it? I don't know either. Part of me thinks I'll regret it if I don't. That I'll always wonder if I should have been bigger about it. And part of you knows that visiting her will hurt. Will bring back everything you've worked to move past. Yes. So you have to decide which regret you can live with. The regret of not visiting, or the regret of visiting and undoing your peace. My 16-year-old daughter, wiser than I, was at twice her age. "When did you grow up?" I asked. "When you showed me how. By making hard choices. By prioritizing yourself. By teaching me that love doesn't mean self-destruction. I decided not to visit. Made peace with that decision. Told myself that I'd done enough. Responded to her letter honestly. Acknowledged her apology. Wished her peace. That was all I could give. And then, 3 months later, Tyler called. "She's asking for you," he said without preamble. "She's in hospice. She has maybe a week left. And she's asking for you." Tyler, I know. I know you said you wouldn't visit. I know you have reasons. But please, just consider it. She's dying, Jennifer. Whatever she did, she's dying. And she's scared. And she wants to see you one more time. I can't. I'm sorry, but I can't. Why? What's so unforgivable that you can't give her 10 minutes? It's not about forgiveness. It's about self-preservation. Seeing her would hurt me in ways you can't understand. She's my mother. She's dying. And you're the person she's asking for. Doesn't that mean anything? It means she's scared and wants absolution. But I can't give her that. I'm sorry. I wish I could be the bigger person here. But I can't. He hung up angry. I felt terrible. But I also knew I'd made the right choice. Mark held me while I cried that night. You did the right thing, he said. Then why do I feel so guilty? Because you're a good person. Good people feel guilty even when they make the right choice if that choice hurts someone else. She's dying alone, asking for me, and I'm refusing to go. She's not dying alone. She has Tyler. She has medical staff. She has whatever spiritual support she's arranged. She doesn't have you because she destroyed that relationship 7 years ago. But what if?
No.
No what ifs. You made your choice. You protected yourself. That's not cruel. That's healthy. 2 days later, Emma came to me. I'm going to visit her, she said. What? Why? Because someone should. And because I need to see if I have anything to say to her. Any closure to find. Emma, you don't have to do this. I know, but I want to. Tyler's my friend. His mom is dying. And maybe I need to look her in the eye and tell her what her choices cost. Not just you, but me too. You don't owe her anything. I know, but maybe I owe myself this. Maybe I need to see her as just a sad, dying woman instead of this monster in my head. I couldn't argue with that logic. So I let my 16-year-old daughter do what I couldn't do. She came home 3 hours later, quiet and pale. How was it? I asked.
Sad.
She's so thin, so weak. She looks like a different person. What did you say to her? I told her that I remembered her, that she used to be important to me, that I'd called her Aunt Marissa and believed she loved me. And then I told her that she'd taken that away, that her choices had cost me a safe adult, a friend's mother, a piece of my childhood. What did she say? She cried, said she was sorry, said she never meant to hurt me. I told her intent doesn't erase impact, that she did hurt me, deeply, and that I needed her to know that before she died. I'm proud of you. That took courage. She asked about you, if you were happy, if you'd moved on. I told her yes, that you're married to someone who treats you well, that you're happy in ways you never were with Dad, that her betrayal ultimately led you to something better. How did she react? She said she was glad, that she'd always hoped you'd find happiness, that her biggest regret was destroying the friendship, not even the affair itself. The affair was about Jake, but the friendship was about you, and she knew she'd lost something irreplaceable. Did it give you closure? Seeing her? I think so. She's not a monster. She's just a person who made terrible choices and is facing the consequences. That makes it sadder somehow, like she wasted her whole life for 7 months of bad decisions. Emma was right. It was sad, tragic even, a life defined by its worst moments instead of its best ones. Marissa died 4 days later. Tyler called to tell me. I thanked him for letting me know. He didn't ask why I hadn't come. Maybe Emma had explained. Maybe he'd finally understood. There was a funeral. I didn't go. Sent flowers instead, with a card that said simply, "Peace at last." Jake went to the funeral, texted me afterward. I saw Marissa today, in the casket. It was strange seeing her like that. Not moving, not talking, just gone. How do you feel? I texted back.
Sad.
Guilty, relieved, all of it. That's normal. Did you ever forgive her?
No.
Not even now that she's dead? Death doesn't erase what someone did. Doesn't make betrayal okay. I'm sorry she died. I'm sorry she suffered. But I don't forgive her. Fair enough. He didn't text again after that. Good. We'd successfully co-parented Emma for 7 years without being friends. We didn't need to start now. A week after Marissa's funeral, a package arrived at my house. From Tyler. Inside was a letter and a small box. The letter read, "Jennifer, I'm cleaning out my mom's apartment, going through her things, figuring out what to keep and what to let go. I found this in her nightstand." She'd labeled it, "For Jennifer after." I don't know what's inside. I didn't open it, but she clearly wanted you to have it. I'm not asking you to read it or keep it or do anything with it. I'm just fulfilling her last wish. Thank you for letting Emma visit. It meant everything to my mom. She died more peacefully knowing that at least Emma understood. That at least one person she'd hurt had gotten some closure. I hope you find whatever peace you're looking for. Tyler. I opened the box carefully. Inside was a bracelet, silver, delicate, with small charms. I recognized it immediately. I'd given it to Marissa for her 30th birthday. Each charm represented something about our friendship. An inside joke, a shared memory, a moment that had mattered. There was also another letter. Marissa's handwriting even shakier than before. "Jennifer, if you're reading this, I'm dead. Tyler found the box I left and sent it to you like I asked. I've been wearing this bracelet since the day you gave it to me, even after everything fell apart, even after you cut me out of your life, even when I moved away and started over. I wore it because it reminded me of who I used to be, who we used to be together, before I ruined everything. I'm giving it back to you now, not because I don't want it, but because it belongs with you. It was always about you, about our friendship, about the best part of my life that I destroyed. I don't expect you to wear it. I don't expect you to keep it. You'll probably throw it away the second you read this, and I wouldn't blame you. But I wanted you to have it back. Wanted you to know that I treasured it, that I treasured what it represented. I treasured you, even when I was betraying you, even when I was lying to you, even when I was actively destroying what we had. Some part of me knew what I was losing, knew what I was throwing away, and I did it anyway. That's what makes it unforgivable. Not that I made a mistake, but that I knew better and did it anyway. Thank you for the years of friendship before I ruined it. Thank you for being the person who taught me what real friendship could be. Thank you for showing me what I lost when I chose badly. And thank you for protecting yourself after I hurt you, for walking away, for building a life without me, for showing your daughter what self-respect looks like, for not letting me destroy you the way I destroyed myself. You were the best friend I ever had. I'm sorry I wasn't worthy of you. Goodbye, Jennifer. For real this time. Marissa." I sat with that letter for a long time, looking at the bracelet, remembering when I'd given it to her, the look on her face, how she'd hugged me and said it was the most thoughtful gift anyone had ever given her. That was real. That moment was real. The friendship had been real even if it ended in betrayal. I called Mark. He came home from work early, found me sitting on the couch with the bracelet and the letter. "I don't know what to feel," I said. "So don't feel anything yet. Just sit with it. Part of me wants to keep the bracelet. Remember the good times. Then keep it. But part of me thinks keeping it means she won. Means the betrayal didn't matter as much as the friendship. It doesn't mean that. It means you had a complicated relationship with someone who mattered to you. Both things can be true. She betrayed you and you had good times together. I spent 7 years being angry, being righteous, being the wronged party. If I forgive her now that she's dead, does that make all of that wasted energy? You don't have to forgive her to acknowledge that the relationship was complicated. You can hold all of it. The good, the bad, the betrayal, the love, the anger, the grief. All of it at once. He was right. As usual, I put the bracelet in my jewelry box. Not to wear. Not yet. Maybe never. But to keep. To acknowledge that part of my history. Emma saw me looking at it a few days later. "Is that the bracelet you gave her?" she asked. "Yeah, she wore it until she died. Left it for me in her will. Are you going to wear it?" "I don't know. Does it feel wrong to you?" "I don't think so. It's from before everything went bad. It represents something that was real, even if it ended badly. You're very wise for 16. I learned from you. That night, I had a dream about Marissa. We were young again, 23, meeting for the first time at that marketing firm. She was confident and beautiful, and she saw something in me, saw potential I didn't see in myself. "You're going to be amazing," Marissa said. "I can tell. You just need someone to believe in you first." And she had believed in me. For years, She'd been my biggest cheerleader, my advocate, my friend, until she wasn't. I woke up crying. Not for the Marissa who'd betrayed me, but for the Marissa who'd existed before that. The friend I'd lost long before she died. Mark held me. It's okay to grieve her. Both versions of her. The friend and the betrayer. I thought I was done grieving. Done with all of this. Grief isn't linear, and death brings things up, even when we think we've moved past them. A month after Marissa died, I ran into Ryan at a coffee shop. He looked older, grayer, but good. Peaceful in a way he hadn't been during the divorce. "Jennifer," he said, surprise in his voice.
Yan.
How are you?" "Good, actually. Better than I've been in years." "You?" "Same. Life is good." We sat together, awkward at first, then warming into easy conversation. He'd remarried. A woman named Patricia who worked with him, who understood his travel schedule and was patient with Tyler's complicated feelings about his mother. "I heard about Marissa," I said carefully.
I'm sorry.
"Thank you." It was hard on Tyler, but also maybe brought some closure. He was able to tell her how he felt before she died. Emma did too. Visited her in hospice. "I know," Tyler told me. "That was kind of her. She didn't have to do that." "No, but she needed to. For herself." "How are you? Really? With all of this?" "Honestly,
I'm okay.
I've been okay for a while. What Marissa did hurt me deeply, but I've moved past it. Built a good life. Found peace. That's more than she did. She never really recovered from what happened. The shame followed her everywhere." "I know. Part of me feels bad about that." "Don't. She made her choices. We all did. You chose to protect yourself and move forward. She chose to wallow in guilt and regret. Those were both valid choices, but yours was healthier." "Did you ever forgive her?" He thought about it. "I don't know. I stopped being angry eventually. Realized that holding on to anger was poisoning me more than it was affecting her. But forgive? I'm not sure I did. I just let it go. Moved on. Built something new. That's kind of where I